Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
Only on Ghana Talks Radio. Turn it up and stay tuned for the talk that moves you and keeps your heart in tune. From the traffic to the trends, we got something for your day. Every voice, every vision, lighting up the way. Rise and shine, come join the line. Your day begins when the voices align.
Good morning to you, Ghana. Good morning to you, lovely listeners of Ghana Talks Radio. It's a beautiful Wednesday morning, and you are welcome to the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show right here on Ghana Talks Radio. This is your favorite online radio station. You can carry along wherever you go. All you need to do is just download the app on Google Play Store or Apple Store at Ghana Talks Radio. To join us this morning on the Breakfast Show, we are streaming live on our socials, on Facebook at Ghana Talks Radio TV, on YouTube at Ghana Talks Radio, and also on X at Ghana Talks Radio. Do well to join us this morning. Send in your comments, send in your opinions and your suggestions on matters that matter to you. Any issue that is of concern to you, send it in the comment section. We'll read it. All right, this morning we are bringing you the news review and all the relevant stories making waves in the news, from business to politics, from sports to entertainment. We got you covered with the most relevant stories and informed perspectives from my guests on matters that matter to you every morning right here on the show. My name is Ruth Esenam Fiagbedu, and I'll be serving you breakfast this morning with Miss Regina Bless and Miss Debbie Adoso. Good morning to you, ladies, and you're welcome to the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
Good morning.
Hope all is well.
Yeah.
Feeling fly, feeling good, feeling anyhow.
Feeling good.
Feeling good.
Yeah.
Debbie says she's feeling good. Any breakfast? You ate breakfast before coming?
No, not yet.
Not yet, but soon. Miss Regina, feeling good, feeling energized.
Good by grace.
Oh, yeah, good by grace. Today I say, yeah, black and white design. Other plan.
Black and
White. All right, it's good to see you, and it's good to have you right here in the studios. Yeah, so this morning we are bringing you the news. We are bringing you all the relevant stories making waves in the news. And the new catch is that Chairman Wontumi has actually withdrawn from the chairmanship race. So the NPP are sparring Chairman Wontumi Bosiako, Bernard Bosiako, has actually withdrawn from the chairmanship race, and there was a presser yesterday from his team, and he said that after consultation with his family, elders in the party, his lawyers and those around him, he doesn't want his current situation to be a burden on the party, so he has heed to the advice and has decided to withdraw from the race. And one aspect of the press, or let me say of the release they brought out, was that he said he has not surrendered and he will never surrender, but it is a decision that he has taken upon himself not to be a burden to the party. So he has decided to step back and allow those that are interested to go in for that position. Miss Gina, and I said no.
Okay. So Chairman Wontumi, I think this would, should I say, hurt his soul, because he really wanted this should I say position. I quite remember when he was, I think when the first, second, third day he was jailed, his lawyer came out to say that when the nomination or the forms come out, they should pick one for him. So they should tell you that regardless of his position in prison, he still wants another position outside the prison ward. And it's good to have aspirations. It's good to be determined. In as much as we felt that, this was very, should I say, it was impossible. But to him, he made sure that he wanted to make it possible. But withdrawing from, I've not really read deep into the story, so I can't really talk much about it. But withdrawing from, what did he personally withdraw from the race?
Yes, he did. from the presser. So I think
maybe they found
his I think so. His campaign team did that on his behalf, and he said after consultation with his legal team, his family, elders, and members of the party, he has decided to step back from the race. And he's saying that we shouldn't see this as a surrender, because he never surrenders. So he said he never surrenders. He said that, please do not see this decision as surrender. I have not surrendered, and I will never surrender in the pursuit of truth and justice. Those are his words.
So if it's not surrender, it's what? But he has surrendered, so it's surrender or Debbie.
He does not see it as such. I don't even know.
It's just like Baumia your friend is saying conceding to defeat. But you come out to tell us that you've not conceded to defeat.
The thing is, even if he doesn't surrender, if you look at the constitution of Ghana and then the constitution of the party, there is no way Chema Wontumi will stand a chance of contesting as the national chair. And then in there, he also stated that he giving up and not being a burden to the party is a call to duty. I don't know which call to duty he's talking about. Maybe a call to duty in a cell. He said that since see the reason why, for me, per what the info that was released through his communication director, it's just that Chema Wontumi still doesn't see himself as somebody who has committed a very big crime and he has been jailed. He sees himself as somebody who is sacrificing for the party. That is how he sees it. So when you say that what is being stated means that he has been called to duty, then it clearly shows that he still doesn't see himself as a kingpin. Well, I wouldn't say kingpin because he wasn't arrested because of Galamsey, but because he sold a concession to people who used it for Galamsey. So, born to find now. It is still you giving up.
It's still you giving up, right? But does his attitude or how he's pursuing so hard to be chairman show his commitment to the party and loyalty to the party?
The question again, I think.
So with how we've seen Chema Wontumi fighting so hard, because the nomination forms have even been filed already on his behalf. Looking at all the circumstances surrounding him, and still he pursuing and trying to convince himself that he can still be the chairman of the party. Does that actually show his commitment and loyalty to the party?
That alone does not show his commitment and loyalty to the party. Chema Wontumi is known as the powerhouse of the party. This man, although I'm not trying to degrade him, but although he's not that solid when it has to do with in terms of he getting like higher certificates and all that, he has played a very big role in the party. He has supported people like financially. Okay, and I learned that even in the 2024 election, he pumped a lot of money into the campaign. And so it's not as if like he being in cell right now and then putting in much effort clearly shows that he's being committed. He has shown committed even when he wasn't picked up. So for the past previous years, he has shown commitment. He even came out with the Wontumi TV that is being used to broadcast everything that has to do with MPP. So it should tell you that he has really showed commitment. But the more reason why they felt that kind of courage and the zeal and also the confidence to file for his nomination was because they felt like he will be granted bail. Don't forget that they've also seek for an appeal, but as it stands, I think the appeal has been drifted to October 15, and then the vetting of the nominees will be in October 3. So it should tell you that October 15 and October 3, there is no way you can be vetted. Well, even you don't even know what will be the outcome of that appeal. So he just has to give up. I think this, to me, does not really make sense.
Or he has come to finally accept the fact that he's in prison.
Yeah, he has to. He has to. Somebody
has
to
allow things to
go
on.
Yeah. You know, sometimes you see some things and then you feel like, oh, sometimes I pinch myself to
ask yourself,
whether like this is real or
if
like
it is real.
Yeah, I'm
it's
dreaming.
A dream.
Yeah. So
right.
to him, I think they've made him accept the reality that see, 10 years, someone who is convicted, you can't contest. So we just have to accept that and not violate the rules, because when they go against the rules, it means they are setting a precedent that will reoccur in the future.
Yes. But Miss Regina, do you think that if Chairman Wontumi wasn't convicted, he would have won the chairmanship position?
Oh, I think he would have won.
He would have won.
Because, as she said, Chairman to me is the powerhouse of the NPP. And from what people are saying, he's the financier. So if your financier wants to be chairman. One farmer, no. So I think even if he was not convicted, he would have got it, because before this whole brouhaha came, he wanted to contest for it, and during the legal process he was also going on tour. Yeah. So I think he would have got it.
Oh, he would.
He would have.
Chances is high.
Yeah. But it is what it is. Yeah. Life happens. So I think at this point, Chairman to me is out of the race when it comes to the NPP chairmanship race. He's out of it. So I think right now, Chairman to me's name should rest. And let's concentrate on those that have filed nomination to pick up the position and also aspire to be the chairman of the NPP. Let's see how it goes. Right, let's proceed to the rest of the news items we have. Right, so this is a new development on the case of Edu Boahene's trial, and the judge has rejected Atachia's adjournment request, orders cross-examination to continue. The High Court has refused a request by lawyer Samuel Atachia to suspend the Edu Boahene trial again because of the ongoing legal vacation case at the Supreme Court. Atachia had asked the court to wait for the Supreme Court to decide on a review application filed by Kojo Oponkroma over the hearing of selected criminal cases during the legal vacation. However, the trial judge, Justice Francis Achibonga, rejected the request and ordered the defense to continue cross-examining the prosecution's fourth witness. The situation became more interesting when Atachia told the court he had not come prepared to conduct the cross-examination because he expected his application to be granted. In his words, he said, "My lord, I did not come today prepared, and even I didn't bring my files." The judge refused to adjourn the case on that basis, stressing that lawyers must always be prepared when they appear before the court. The case is also raising wider questions about the role of lawyers, judges, and the courts during the legal vacation. While the defense wants the Supreme Court's review application determined before proceeding continue, the High Court believes the trial should still move forward. So this is a new development on the case of Edu Boahene's trial. And this time around, it looks like Pamno Tramno, the case is still going to proceed, lawyer or no lawyer. And the judge has given a go-ahead that the fourth witness should be cross-examined. But Atachia, how can you go to court with Miss Debbie?
He's not serious. Hey, a whole lawyer.
A whole lawyer. How big is okay?
I'm ashamed, and then I'm shy on his behalf. In fact, I'm embarrassed on his behalf for saying that.
Is that an exhibition of incompetence?
Oh, of course. This clearly shows that you are incompetent. In fact, you've done 2 or 3 things that shows that you are already incompetent. But at least people are giving you benefits of the doubt, and then you go to it. No, you stand in front of the judge. And then you tell the judge that you are not prepared. You didn't even bring your file. So it may see the possibility or the probability of his client going to jail is high. I'm telling you.
Looking at how they are treating the whole case.
It's high. Is it intentional? No. There are. I think I'm trying to picture 2 things out of this. Is it something that was purported to delay the whole process, or it is just you? Let me just do that. Like I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to get it.
Yeah, it's all still on the controversy of the legal vacation.
Yes, I get it. So I don't know whether he's intentionally doing that because he wants to still go on his back, or he's doing that because it has been purported that they should do that to delay it. Because don't forget that anything that has to involve the MPP, they give you a lawyer, and that lawyer is Atachia. Was it not the same Atachia that stood in for Wuntumi? And he went for his daughter's graduation, and all of a sudden, with Edu Boahin, they have to still adjourn the case because you didn't come to deal with the issue with the farm. How can a farmer go to the farm without cutlass? What be that?
Hey, the boy was school.
And how can a student go to school without book and a pen? No, already you are telling the teacher that you're unserious. So they should just leave you to endeavor into something else. I had a teacher who tell you that talk to your parent to get you a business, a charcoal business, where you can earn more money than wasting your time in the classroom. Because he doesn't understand the reason why you come to his class and then you tell him that you've forgotten his textbook
in the house.
In fact, you will go home and bring that textbook. I'm telling you the truth. So you see, Atachia is giving people a lot of instances to doubt his credibility as a lawyer, and I feel like that is very bad. You might be doing that for a reason maybe best known to you, but you don't know you are tarnishing your own image. In fact, you've tinted, and it's bad. Personally, I feel for Edu Boahin and his wife, because as it stands now, this case has to do with himself and his wife. He's not the only person. His wife Angela is also part of the case, and he is also part. So you getting a lawyer, and then trust me, in as much as it is the party that is getting them the lawyer, I'm sure the party is not paying them. And there's a Edu Boahin that will have to pay them. You have to pay the lawyer. You have to pay your counsel. You don't just go for a lawyer. You pay them because you believe they can deliver. And I'm still wondering what is stopping Edu Boahin from changing his counsel. Is it by force? You can change him and bring on board a different person who you feel like can work on this issue for you. Because trust me, if you are a counsel for me and I see that you are not delivering on the job as I'm expecting you to do, I can't be wasting my money. I will have to change it because I pay you for that. So, oh goodness. Oh no. This is bad. I didn't even bring my file. Like that statement there. I'm not prepared. You are not prepared like how? It tells me you're unserious. It tells me you are incompetent. And it tells me that you are there maybe because somebody has asked you to be there, or to stand in for someone, or maybe possibly to delay the whole process.
Right. Ms. Regina, do you think that the judge should have still proceeded with the case, in as much as Atachia has made it known that he didn't bring his file and he was not prepared? Because we can all tell that the judge was prepared, but the lawyer was not prepared. And even way back in school, if they are doing dictation and you did not bring your pen, whether you did not bring your pen or not, the teacher will still go ahead with the dictation.
Okay. So with the example you just cited, I quite remember in JHS when we were writing our BEC, one young lady was pregnant. And as at that, due to one or two complications, she couldn't write it. That didn't stop the examination being from proceeding, or it wasn't cancelled. So I don't really understand Atachia. I don't want to use the word incompetent, but if this is the excuse he's giving, then he's proving to us that he's an incompetent lawyer. Based on what issues went on during Chairman Wuntumi's case also, when he left for his daughter's graduation. No one is saying don't attend your daughter's graduation. It is fine. But this second case also, you are exhibiting signs of incompetence. That is the only word we can use, because how can you tell a whole judge of a court that because you thought your appeal or whatever case you sent would be granted, so you did not come prepared? You did not take your files along. The example she made, how can you go to the farm as a farmer without your cutlass and hoe? Or what excuse would that farmer also give? Oh, because I thought probably today there's nothing to do on the farm, so I didn't see the need to take my tools. Then why go in the first place? What Atachia is doing, to me, I feel like he wants to delay the case. Simple as ABC. He wants to delay the case. But honestly, if he doesn't want to delay the case, and he did not send the files to court, he did not prepare, then your friend is saying who Edu Boahene should think twice. And if I don't know, he has the money, he should probably go in for another counsel. Simple. Because if someone who is to present you is behaving lackadaisical, and no, so no. How oh God, the way today producer said we should not start.
No, there is something is here, so his vacation is not even here.
How then would you make sure that at the end of the day you walk out of the courtroom free? Edobahini should start advising himself. Because Atachia, what is me from the start of Chairman to Miss case, and I was a new client, I wouldn't have even going for Atachia. Because someone like that can abandon me anytime, any day. And that is the same thing he's showing when it comes to Edu Boahini's trial also. So, Pano Chano, Edu Boahini should change counsel.
Right. As it stands now, they have just one day to close the case. Let's see how it goes. God board responsible for Galamsey menace, NPP. The NPP is accusing the Ghana Gold Board of contributing to Ghana's Galamsey problem. According to the party, Gold Board's system of buying gold may be creating a market for gold produced through illegal mining. The matter concern is traceability, whether Gold Board can clearly determine where every piece of gold it buys actually comes from. NPP national organizer Henry Nanapwache argues that if the Gold Board cannot distinguish between gold from licensed mining and gold from illegal mining, then gold produced through Galamsey could easily enter the formal gold trading system. He's arguing that if illegally mined gold can be sold without being properly traced, illegal miners will continue mining because they know there is a ready market for their gold. The NPP is therefore demanding answers from Gold Board. How does Gold Board verify the source of the gold it buys? Can licensed buyers distinguish between legal and illegally mined gold? What happens when illegally mined gold is mixed with legally sourced gold? Is Ghana's gold traceability system strong enough to prevent Galamsey gold from entering the formal market? However, this is also likely to trigger a political debate between Gold Board CEO Sami Gyamfi, who has previously argued that Ghana's failure to establish a proper traceability and formalization system for small-scale mining is an age-old problem rather than one created by Gold Board. So yesterday, the NPP organized another press conference, and as part of the issues they raised, this was one of it, that Gold Board is responsible for the Galamsey menace. Miss Regina?
Okay. So, from my investigations, Gold Board introduced the licensing system for gold buyers and aggregators. That licensing policy was introduced to improve accountability and traceability. So with the concerns raised by NPP, it is well understood, because if this policy wasn't introduced, how well would you know that this gold coming in from wherever it is coming from is not from any illegal mining source? That is why they brought this policy. That is the licensing system for gold buyers and aggregators. So I think they should answer their questions. And also to the headline of the article, Gold Board fueling Galamsey. I'm trying to be objective and respectful and polite with whatever I want to say. Said there be a mean so because now saying you now also. I wouldn't say Gold Board is responsible for illegal mining, because Gold Board has set their record straight. They deal with legit people. So how is Gold Board fueling Galamsey? I would say this is political propaganda, because from the start of Gold Board, from the day Gold Board was introduced, they started this propaganda. Gold Board is fueling Galamsey. Gold Board are the ones financing Galamsey. They are the ones helping these Galamseyers indulge in this illegal mining, so they'll get gold and be able to sell, which is wrong. Sisi, and whatever you say, they take you on. And I don't really know why Gold Board is also quiet about this, because when it comes to this, it's also defamatory to the institution Gold Board and also to Ghana as a whole. Because, mind you, people from the outside world, no, not outside world, outside Ghana, look up to us. People look at us. Let's use this for example. When Galamsey was so rampant, I don't know, it was during this time now, and a whole lot of foreign news channels, international news channels were broadcasting this, how our water bodies are being destroyed. This should tell you that people are really looking into our matter.
Exactly.
So if you are saying that Gold Board are the same people fueling Galamsey, you are sending a wrong signal to people out there, especially international investors. So Gold Board should also wake up. I'm sorry, they should sue them. If they are suing you, to sue them.
Yeah, because there should be a sort of evidence that actually shows that Gold Board is purchasing gold from the Galamseyers. Now, Ms. Debbie, if the NPP is saying that Gold Board is buying gold from illegal miners and also Galamseyers, does that also mean that during the administration, with the program they brought on board, the gold for oil and the gold for reserve, does that also mean that the NPP was equally buying gold from the Galamseyers?
Are you fishing words into my mouth?
Because during their tenure, I don't remember anybody asking them where they purchased their good from.
Yeah,
please don't say I'm biased, but I'm looking for clarity.
Well, I think not to say because you're asking me this question, but any deep thinker, this will cross through their mind, because if you're saying Gold Board is into Galamsey, then it means that the gold for oil reserve program that your government brought on board equally shows that you bought gold directly from Galamseyers, because even for the gold for oil reserve program, we didn't even get to know much about it. What we realized was that the amount that program was generating for the country wasn't enough, and then we realized that we're even making more loss out of the program than making gains. And you see, the NDC, not to specify it as the NDC, but Gold Board CEO Sami Jemfi clearly stated that they don't buy gold or purchase this gold from Galamseyers. They buy it from legal small-scale miners. So he clearly stated that. And I think he also mentioned that all these allegations are in the name of propaganda. That is what they are doing. And that is not the fact on ground. And I feel like I don't want to make it known as if or state it in a way that the MPP is pained, because the Gold for Oil Reserve program, it is what has been changed into Gold Board. Gold Board is not a new initiative that was being established. We already have Gold for Oil Reserve. So President Mahama, in his own wisdom to reset that sector, brought on board Gold Board. So it is something that has already been existed. And it's like I even saw some time back, Sami Jemfi was even commending Baumia for bringing up that initiative. Mahama took it on, and then we are benefiting.
Exactly.
From 2023 to 2026, the debt on the debt we owe IMF is 3 billion. But when you look at the gold board, in a space of 1 year, have made about 5.5 billion Ghana cedis. And that should tell you that haven't we make more than what we even owe IMF in a space of 3 years? We owe IMF in a space of 3 years 3 billion, and in a space of 1 year, Gold Board has made an income of 5.5 billion. It should tell you that if you are supposed to pay that 3 billion, we still have 2 billion remaining. We should clearly tell you that when we put much attention into this Gold Board, we are going to gain more. And when I clearly look at the internally generated fund from Gold Board, we accrued about 970 million. And then comparing to the gold for reserve oil during the previous administration, I wouldn't even go far. In 2024, we accrued about 307 million, which should clearly tell you that the Gold Board is accruing more than that of the gold for reserve. If internally generated fund, Gold Board is making about 970 million compared to what we gained from during the MPP administration of 307 million. It should tell you that there is more. We are making more gain than losses. So I feel like all this is propaganda. What the MPP is doing is for politics. Let's just put politics aside and sometimes face the issue as it is. The fact that you did it. The fact that you did it and you didn't succeed doesn't mean that when somebody is doing it and the person is treading on the right side, you should be bashing the person. We are not saying don't criticize the person, because as minority, yes, what else do you have to do? You have to act as a watchdog and ensure that the government is on their toes. Yes, we understand that, but don't overdo it. What they are saying, you're overdoing it. Nana Boache, does he have evidence to what he said yesterday? That Gold Board is into Galamsey. Does he have evidence? If you are being called right now, he is also trying to be part of the enemies of Sami Jenfi. Because Sami Jenfi, if he wants to reply and ask you that, you should also bring evidence. You don't know the next expose. Because as it stands now, he says he's going to bring CCTV footages of, yes, he's going to bring audio and CCTV footages of Afenyo Market.
Wow.
So we are eagerly waiting.
He said that?
Yes, he said it. He said he'll be releasing that very soon. So if you're also making allegations and you don't have evidence to it, I think you should be careful. The MPP should take their time when communicating to the people. Don't stand on propaganda as the factual or focal point. You are going to crash.
You are going to crash. Interesting days ahead. With their local and us. Stop sharing your naked videos and photos. NYACU cautions youth. The CEO of the National Youth Authority, Osman Ayariga, is warning young people to be more careful about the things they record and share online. He's saying that a private photo or video may not remain private forever. According to him, young people should think about their future before recording or sending nude photos and intimate videos to their partners. A relationship may end, a phone may be lost or hacked, or the content may be shared without the person's consent. Years later, such material could resurface and affect the person's reputation, career, or even leadership ambitions. However, the issue also raises an important question about responsibility. While young people should be careful about what they share, should the focus only be on the people who created the content? What about the person who leaks, distributes, or shares someone's private photos or videos without their consent? The conversation should therefore go beyond simply telling young people, don't record it. It should also focus on digital safety, consent, privacy, and holding people accountable for sharing another person's intimate content without permission. And this one I think is AKA Azigi. So the National Youth Authority, the CEO of National Youth Authority, Osman Ayariga, is urging the youth, stop sharing your naked photos and videos. Why do you want to share? Why do you want to share? And this is a cyber security issue, and we were hoping that we will hear from the Minister for Communication, not a judge, but it looks like he's been very quiet on these particular issues and exposes of people sharing their naked photos and videos. Miss Debbie.
Why share your nude pictures and video? Is that even necessary at the first place? If you want to have an affair, enjoy yourself. No one is withholding you from doing that. After all, your parents gave birth to you. They did their part by taking you through school. We don't have anything like padlock where your parents can lock you up with a padlock, and then they have the key with them, that wherever you go you cannot do anything unless you come for the key to open yourself up. No. So it equally means that you have the freedom to do whatever you want to do, but you should be also very, very careful. Why would you share your nude? Your nude is for you alone. If you want to share it, then I believe coming to work everybody will be naked and come, because we are sharing it. But so long as you are covered, it means that it belongs to you. It is you. It is for you to see, not for anybody to see. Your face is for people to see. That's why you don't cover your face. Your hands is for people to see. That's why you don't cover it. Your legs is for people to see. But when it comes to sensitive parts like your breast, your private part, it's for you alone and not for anybody. If you feel like you're in a relationship and you want to enjoy yourself, go ahead and enjoy yourself. Why then do you end up videoing yourself? For what exactly? Why will you video yourself? And why will you be chatting someone for the first time and the person will ask for your nude and you also send it? Are you a kid? You are sending your nude. And you see, sometimes the most foolish thing people do is that they will take their phone. I don't know, maybe your body is so cute and sexy enough that you want to take a video of yourself, and I don't know whether you want to beautify your phone or whatever it is, and then you take a video of your nakedness and then you store it on your phone. You don't even know who is coming for that phone in the next minute. You have no idea. We have people that come for your phone, and then what is not their business, they want to just fish in and know what is going on. Someone will come for your phone and they are going through your gallery. They are going through your WhatsApp messages. They are going through things that they are not supposed to go through. And by the time you realize it, they've leaked it. Like the first Azigi that came out. He said he mistakenly posted it on his Snapchat status. And when he realized it, he went to delete it. But by the time he went to delete it, somebody has already gotten a video and they've spread it across. So you see what YEA what's his name again? The YEA Osman Ayariga. What he's saying is true. Don't share your nude pictures. Don't share your nude videos. Keep it to yourself. The only person I personally know have the access to your nude is when you get married. It's your husband that have access to your nude, nobody else, because it's your body.
But even that, should you even take videos?
You are not supposed to. That is what I'm saying. You are not supposed to send to who?
It
is for you.
Now they
can save it. Yes, it is for you. It is for you, not for anybody. That is why I said if it is supposed to be shared, we will all not wear clothes. We'll walk naked from our homes to the office and come and work.
Right.
But because that is why we call it private. Why do you think we call it private? Because it needs to be kept private. But when you're exposing it, it means it is public. And you see, things like that, it will come to haunt you thousand years to come.
Right.
Social media never forgets.
So according to the Cybersecurity Act 2020, Section 67 of this Act, prohibits the non-consensual sharing of intimate images and prohibited visual recordings. It is a crime to distribute, publish, or transmit explicit photos or videos of another person online without their permission, if it causes them humiliation, anxiety, or emotional stress. And right here it says that sharing or possessing indecent images involving children carries separate stricter punishments under the same act, ranging from 5 to 10 years or more in prison. I got this one. So such as whether the sharing involves blackmail, revenge porn, or sexual extortion. Penalties can range from a few years in prison up to longer sentence ranging from 5 to 25 years in severe extortion cases. So it is a crime. But it's like our authorities are quiet about it. Miss Regina.
I wouldn't say our authorities are quiet about it. With the issue of DJK, he himself mistakenly posted it, and according to him, a friend of his got to download the video. And when his friend started blackmailing him, what was the best thing for him to do? Was to go to the right authorities and report. But he was indulging his friend's act
and paying the money.
And if he starts paying someone, get to know that you will never ever stop paying, especially when it has to do with blackmail. We'll be to or start now I can report it. Now I bet you know. There are instances where some people, the moment, according to them, their ex-boyfriends or ex-girlfriends start threatening them with their nude pictures, they just go and report. Then the police come, take the phone, delete whatever content they want to delete, and jail you on top of it. So I don't think the authorities are quiet about it. I think they are doing their job, but probably their job are not really being seen, and also they are not really educating the people much about what to do, because most of the people don't know that it's a crime for someone to leak your video, for someone to extort money from you, for someone to also take a video of you unknowingly. Most of them don't know it's a crime. So if they educate them more, they will know that, oh, from today this is what I'm supposed to do. But that doesn't mean that because there are people backing you, also cause send you nude mobi, also for phone if it with the example Usman made, you don't know who your phone will land with. There's a video that popped up of a repairer going through one person's naked pictures. Ni phone I say wakoye wa ye or she or beshe unya nipa bonini or transfer everything, and that is how the leak starts. So they should be careful. If you want to admire your body, take a mirror. Admire yourself in it.
If you want to admire your body, buy a mirror and admire your body. Admire yourself rather than you taking photos and videos of your naked self. And at the end, you share it. You don't know who that phone is going to end with. You don't know who is going to hack your phone. So the youth, please, let's be careful out there. Thank you so much for joining us right here on the news review. Up next, we have Today in History with Miss Regina Bliss.
Bringing you today in history and some few global observances. On this day, the Soviet Union successfully tested the R-7 Semyoka. The missile, the R-7, was a two-stage rocket designed to carry a thermonuclear payload across continents. TASS and the Soviet news agency announced the successful test of a super long-distance intercontinental multi-stage ballistic rocket days prior to official Western verification. This milestone marked a turning point in the Cold War and kicked off the space age, preceding the launch of Sputnik later that same year. Moving on, 1966, Namibian War of Independence begins. When South African forces attacked SWAPO guerrilla fighters at Omugula, Gumbashi, on this day 1966, to some few global observances, Make Your Own Luck Day, to remind us that positive outcomes come from the choices we make and actions we take. So create your own luck today. And lastly, willing to lend a hand. Be kind to humankind. To encourage people to perform small, positive acts of kindness for others. So today is Be Kind to Humankind week. And that's all for today on Today in History and some global observances live on Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
Thank you so much, Miss Regina. Up next, we have Debbie's Grill.
Welcome to Debbie's Grill, where we talk about issues that matter to the state, void of politics, fear of favor. A member of the New Patriotic Party communication team member, Aaron Entry, says the alleged 1.7 billion loss associated with the Ghana's Gold Board purchasing operations could have been used to complete the government Agenda 111 hospital project. Ms. Entry said the amount, which he estimates to be equivalent to about 22 billion, represent a significant financial resource that could have been directed towards critical national development needs. In an interview, he argued that the ongoing debate over the alleged loss should focus on its potential impact on Ghanaians rather than being reduced to political personal disagreement. Surprisingly, the President of the Republic in February 2025 told us that we need 1.7 billion to complete Agenda 111, that is building 111 hospitals in this country, and also they are running around this 1.7 billion loss, he said. Mr. Entry argued that the alleged loss therefore raises broader questions about financial management and accountability within the institutions involved in the country's gold purchasing operations. He called for relevant authorities to provide clear answers on the reported losses and explain how the funds were managed. The MPP communicator said the party will continue to support the minority in parliament, pursuing the matter through appropriate legal and parliamentary processes. He stressed that the focus should remain on securing accountability for the Ghanaian taxpayer and determine the fact surrounding the reported 1.7 billion loss. And so this is from a communication and team member of the New Patriotic Party, Aaron Entry. You see, when we are even talking about accountability, I think MPP do not even stand a chance. We're talking about accountability, to be accountable to the people, what you use the money for. MPP does not even stand a chance. But yet they are making claims. I mean, this whole issue about Gold Board back and forth, the CEO of Gold Board said, we didn't incur any loss. So why then do you conclude on the fact that they've incurred losses? Now the MPP are basing on the fact of the IMF. The IMF said they've incurred a loss. Gold Board said they've not incurred the loss. Is IMF working at Gold Board? I'm not saying we should debunk those claims made by IMF. But Gold Board is saying they've not incurred any loss. And if you want to know better, invite him and he's ready to present himself and then clear the doubt of the people. Now you are saying that the 1.7 billion would have been used to complete Agenda 111 hospital. That Agenda 111 hospital was brought on board by your government. The money they pumped into the completion of Agenda 111, where is the money? How many hospitals was your government able to complete? And now you are pressuring the government to complete a project that your government was not able to complete. I'm not saying project that was being started by previous government should not be completed. They should be completed. But sometimes the way we communicate this issue is bad. It's as if your government has been good enough. It's as if your government has used the money to accomplish the task that they've promised us that they are going to do. Which you and I know the truth. Now, God Board have made a lot of gain. If you are talking about internally generated revenue, God Board has made about 907 million. And that is huge. When your government brought on board the Gold for Reserve program, how much did your government generated internally? It was 307. So if you are talking about 907 million compared to 307, there is a huge gap. That is about 300% plus increment. So it should tell you that Gold Board is making impact. You see these people called IMF, they will not just fold their arms and look at you progress. No. I'm not saying they are bad, but that is the truth. That is the truth. They want you to keep coming to them for help. They want you to keep coming to them to borrow. And so if the country is sensible enough to bring up an initiative such as Gold Board and they are making progress, do you think they will sit down, fold their arms and look at you progress? No. So we need to be careful. Yes, we have our various differences. We have the MPP, we have the NDC. Everybody is forging ahead to make a good name for their party. But at least, as you are putting things in place and fixing things to present your party on a good note, you should also think about Ghana as a country. Because at the end of the day, Ghana comes first and not your political party or your political colors and flags. That is what we should be thinking about. And not bashing each other, saying things that are not even relevant. And we've seen how some political leaders are gradually making a fool out of themselves. We've seen it all, and it's clear. In fact, you don't even need evidence. It is clear. A child born today can even attest to that fact. And because of cheap politics, because of 10 cedis to buy porridge, we just sit down and then we say whatever we want to. See, earlier I made a statement. If we think from 2023 to 2026, the debt that Ghana owed IMF, it is 3 billion. If we take profit that Gold Board has made in a pace of 1 year, 5.5 billion. If you are supposed to pay IMF that 3 billion, are we not left with 2 billion? It means that Gold Board is actually working. And so when we forgo this political propaganda and support Gold Board as a company or as an institution that is generating more fund for the country, we are even going to gain more. You brought a lot of initiative. It is quite so unfortunate that we have our own resources and we still do not get anything from it. We have gold, we have diamond. And all the time we export our goods unrefined out of this country. And the same people that we hail, we call them the scent. The same people, they are controlling us, so I'm telling you. They are controlling us. I think it's called neo-colonialism or so. The person is not in your country controlling you like the colonialism aspect where the person is taking over your territory, the person is subjecting you to slavery. No. That's why they are in their country, but they are still controlling you because you come to them for help. You borrow money from them. So in as much as they are not here with us, they still control us because they tell us what to do. If you go to IMF for money, they give you conditions. And you are supposed to abide by it. That is what they do. So you don't see them coming here to subject us to slavery like what they did to our forefathers. But they are controlling our minds. They are controlling our actions. They are even telling us the initiatives to bring on board, which of them to complete, which of them we are supposed to leave behind. And you think this is good? So we are begging you, let's put aside the propaganda, let's put aside the politics and focus on the country called Ghana. That is what we want. Because at the end of the day, if this country is in shambles, you will suffer, I will suffer. It's not about MPP, it's not about NDC, it is about Ghana. So if your party brings on board an initiative and they are not able to complete it, I think you should communicate it in a better way. The president even made it known that they are going to complete some of the Agenda 111 project. And you are saying the 1.7 billion laws could have been used to complete that project. Why will you make such claim? The person is saying that they've not incurred any loss and you are saying they've incurred the loss. So what are you saying? Your government came on board. They brought on the same program. What did we see? Nothing. We were having the gold, but as if it never existed. So if they've been reset in that sector and things are going on well, what are we supposed to do? I'm not saying if you seen that there are hitches somewhere, you shouldn't pinpoint it. You need to, but we should know how best we can pinpoint those mistakes. Somebody should come and complete a project that you started. Where is the money? Thank you for making time with me on the screen.
Thank you so much for making time with us on the first segment of the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. We're going for the news shortly, and right after that, we'll be back. Please stick and stay with us.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with Ghana Talks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With Ghana Talks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. Ghana Talks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi keshito.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare,
Regina Bless,
Deborah Adoso,
and I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
We bring you local news, business news, international, sports, and entertainment news. Right here on GTR.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to the morning news update on Ghana Talks Radio. Coming up this morning, the People's Alliance for Governance and Accountability demands full disclosure of transactions behind Ghana's domestic gold purchase program over a 1.7 billion loss. COP Osman Abdul Razak says political vigilantism undermines democracy and national security. Also in the bulletin, Gawanche calls for greater recognition of Ghana's African heritage and traditional wellness. In business, Ghana saves $500 million from shift from liquid fuel to gas, according to the Minister of Energy, John Abdullahi Chinapo. We have details of these stories and more coming up shortly. Please stay. To our first story, the People's Alliance for Governance and Accountability is demanding full disclosure of the transactions and pricing arrangements behind Ghana's domestic gold purchase program. The demand comes on the back of the reported $1.7 billion loss recorded in 2025 under the program. In a statement, People's Alliance for Governance and Accountability said the staggering loss raises serious concerns about transparency and accountability in the management of the country's gold resources and public finances. The alliance called on the Bank of Ghana and Gold Board to publish full details of all gold purchases, pricing formulas, counterparties involved, and associated costs under the People's Alliance for Governance and Accountability.
Government cannot claim the program's benefits while shifting its losses elsewhere. If Gold Board takes credit for building reserves, strengthening the CD, and reducing gold smuggling, it must also account for the full cost of the transactions. Ghanaians deserve to know who were the off-takers of the gold. We need full disclosure. If Ghana knows all those who buy our oil and cocoa, then we need to know who is buying our gold and where they are from in the interest of transparency. What discounts were granted to the off-takers? This is important because the discount granted means we were actually selling the gold at a loss. So what occasioned the decision to sell the gold at a loss? What is the discount formula that the Bank of Ghana used? Why did it arrive at a formula to discount the gold, even though Gold Board, the aggregator, is both a monopoly and a monopsony, meaning no other entity can sell gold to the off-takers, and similarly, no other entity can sell gold to the Bank of Ghana. Simply put, why discount a product that nobody can buy or sell except your partner? What fees were paid to Gold Board, aggregators, off-takers, and other intermediaries? And what pricing formula was used to determine the spread between the cost of the gold on the market and the cost of the gold to Bank of Ghana? How much of the loss arose from foreign exchange differentials? Who approved the pricing, trading, and foreign exchange arrangements? What measures have been introduced to prevent another loss? Next time, it may not be $1.7 billion, but a whole lot more. The claim that the program served a good national purpose is no defense for financial indiscipline. Building reserves and strengthening the cedi may be worthy goals, but they do not excuse losses, weak controls, or secretive transactions. No responsible government should advertise policy gains while hiding the cost in the books of the central bank. If this were a private company, would its directors be allowed to explain away a $1.7 billion loss as the cost of doing business? Would shareholders tolerate vague assurances while their money disappeared? And in this regard, Ghanaians are the shareholders. How much more taxpayers' money? Public money deserves stricter protection. Every dollar lost belongs to Ghanaians. It could have supported hospitals, school roads, water systems, and even Big Push. President Mahama must take responsibility. President John Dramani Mahama must ensure that these losses do not become an annual feature of Ghana's public finances. His government cannot preach accountability while state institutions explain away billions of cedis in losses. We demand that the President, through the Presidency, do the following. Publish a complete and reconciled account of the program. 2. State the exact loss and identify where it has been recorded. 3. Disclose the off-takers, discounts, fees, and beneficiaries of the transactions. 4. Explain the pricing, trading, and foreign exchange decisions that produced the loss. 5. Publish the relevant audited financial statements. 6. Identify the officials who approved the transactions and deal with them. This loss of gold money, no matter how expensive or glib the public relations attempt to kill it.
National Security Coordinator COP Osman Abdul Razak has cautioned that political vigilantism poses a serious threat to Ghana's democracy and state security. Addressing the origin and dangers of the phenomenon, COP Abdul Razak said groups using intimidation for political purposes weaken democratic institutions. Political vigilantism, which gained prominence in political landscape over the past decade, according to him, involves the formation of party-affiliated groups that resort to violence and unlawful acts to advance political interest. The continued existence of these groups, if not decisively dealt with, could erode public confidence in the security agencies.
The earliest reports of political vigilantism in modern Ghana traces back to the 1950s during the pre-independence era. Then, over successive election cycles, informal party task forces evolved into organized groups, some with uniforms, command structures, and weapons. What began as a wonderful act of youth mobilization for party visibility gradually degenerated into election-related violence that directly challenged state security by intimidating opponents and disrupting election processes. Election violence is not a routine law and order inconvenience, ladies and gentlemen. It undermines confidence in the democratic transfer of power, erodes trust in state institutions, weakens investor confidence, and threatens the social cohesion on which our republic is anchored. Per the 1992 Constitution, the authority to organize and deploy any state security or force is solely vested in the state. Therefore, any group that purports to assume power outside this constitutional framework, be it by guiding ballot boxes, undertaking armed patrols, seizing property, detaining persons, or intimidating communities, is a direct threat to lawful state authority. Act 999 was therefore a very timely law which was largely in response to public concern, civil society advocacy, and certain unfortunate by-election incidents. Most importantly, it was a bipartisan acknowledgement that political vigilantism threatens everyone, regardless of party affiliation. The law did not merely seek to dissolve enthusiastic party youth mobilization. No, that's not what it was intended. Rather, it prohibited the creation, the organization, the recruitment, the training, the arming, the funding, and the support of such groups in any form or shape geared toward all political acts of vigilantism. This connotes the permission of peaceful party youth fronts and not the usual, if you will permit me to name them, cat lions of some savannah enclave or limping goats of so and so political party, unquote.
The former Works and Housing Water Resource Minister Kenneth Gilbert J has officially handed over to the incoming Works and Housing Minister Ahmed Ibrahim. The handover ceremony marks a new leadership transition at the Ministry of Works and Housing, a key sector responsible for infrastructure development and housing delivery in the country. Speaking after taking over, Mr. Ibrahim pledged to continue and complete projects initiated by his predecessor to ensure continuity and value for money.
Before standing here, I spoke to your former Chief Director, Reverend Osei. I spoke to your former Minister, Honorable Atakyan. I spoke to your other former Minister, Honorable Kojo Oponkroma. I went to Collins Dada House, the former Minister of Western Housing. So all the former ministers are coming to come on board. We are going to build Ghana, not building party. We are building a country, and it is our responsibility to house Ghana. You remember when we went to the Urban Forum, and I said Africa must house Africans, and Ghana must house Ghanaians. The United Nations says because of that statement I should come to the UN to come and make that declaration there. However, I was too busy, I didn't go. I let go to say that thing in New York. It is our responsibility to house people in this country. If we don't do it, nobody will do it. And no single party can do it.
The Minister for Youth Development and Empowerment, George Opariado, has expressed deep concern over what he described as a growing trend of irresponsible behavior among senior high school students. The minister cautioned that the increase in cases of indiscipline and misconduct among young people pose a serious threat to their personal development and future prospects. Such conduct, if not checked, he retreated, could undermine the grooming of the next generation of leaders. He affirmed the Ministry of Youth Development and Empowerment commitment to rolling out programs aimed at reorienting young people towards positive skills development and civic responsibility.
The journey to leadership can easily be derailed by drug abuse, violence, crime, irresponsible behavior, and other social vices. And in the last few months and years, we are seeing a growing trend in young people acting more irresponsible. Our secondary schools have become a place where young people engage in all sorts of activities, one fight after the other. We expect our schools to become a place where we can engage in ideas. We can have battles of ideas, not battles of fists. That is not what we are training you to be. I therefore urge you to work harder, take up the challenge of becoming responsible leaders, and make sure that behaviors that will derail you and take you away from what you intend to achieve, you don't fall victim to it. I urge you that when you get opportunities like this, use it to network.
Manche has called for greater recognition of Ghana's African heritage, spirituality and traditional wellness practices. Speaking at the launch of the Sacred Crown Awards, the Manche emphasized the need for Ghanaians to embrace and accelerate the authentic African identity, which is said remains central to national development and cultural preservation. The Sacred Crown Awards initiative is designed to honor individuals and institutions that champions African identity, community development, and holistic wellness.
The Sacred Crown Awards was built to recognize people and institutions whose work promote and protect our African identity, strengthening of communities, improving our wellness, and it was also created by establishing social values within our social systems as Africans. It encapsulates three main pillars, which is our African identity or our African heritage. The second one is our spirituality as Africans. The third one is wellness and our well-being as humans. So why create a product like that? We have realized that there are a number of award systems or award features in Ghana and all over the world. But this aspect of what deals with our Africanness and its heritage, our history, its norm, its usage, has never been recognized. Our spirituality has never been recognized. In our Ghana social system, in our spiritual systems or realms of the Ghana state, we put a ban on drumming and noise making, and people feel that we are being fetish and would refuse to accord us the needed respect and honor. We know what we do as spiritualists that keeps this city and this capital safe. Without the Naya Woloma, without the Sapuma Woloma, without the Kodi Woloma, the Gobu Woloma, and all the Wolomos that support this system, spiritual system, that connects Buka, Kanaya, and Shori, the Kudi. We will never have a peaceful capital because we understand the dynamics of the metaphysical aspect of the Ghana state. That is why we have to call in order to recognize our spirituality, our African heritage, and wellness.
In business, Ghana saved about $500 million last year through its shift from liquid fuel to natural gas, for Thermal Power Generation, Minister for Energy and Green Transition John Abdullahi Jinapor has disclosed. Speaking at the Future of Energy Conference, Mr. Jinapor said the transition formed part of government effort to reduce the cost of power generation and improve the financial sustainability of the energy sector. He said the savings were achieved through import substitution as Ghana increasingly relied on gas instead of more expensive liquid fuels to operate a thermal power plant. The development demonstrated the significance of structural reforms in reducing the cost of electricity and strengthening the energy sector. He stressed that financial reforms must be matched with improvement in technology and a diversification of Ghana's energy mix to ensure a more sustainable and competitive power sector. Ghana's energy strategy includes thermal and renewable sources, while government is also investing in measures to strengthen the country's electricity infrastructure and meet future demands. To sports, Asante Kotoko goalkeeper Ibrahim Daland is returning to the club with added experience and maturity after spending the last 2 seasons away from the Porcupine Warriors. The 23-year-old is one of 12 new signings made by Kotoko during the summer transfer window as the club prepares for the new Ghana Premier League season. Daland rejoined Kotoko from Ethiopian side Kofi Sporting Club on a 2-year deal. He previously played a significant role in Kotoko's Ghana Premier League title winning campaign during the 2021 and 2022 season. His return could come as early as August 28 when Kotoko faced rivals Heart of Oak in the 3rd edition of the Democracy Cup at the Babayara Sports Stadium. In showbiz, UK-based Ghanaian event promoter has announced his withdrawal from event promotion in the wake of the controversy surrounding the cancelled shutter feast in United Kingdom. The promoter, known for the Ghana Music Awards and his partnership with Aquaba UK and Ghana Party in the Park, made the announcement during a live session on TikTok. Alodia's decision comes days after Shatta Feast, headlined by dancehall artist Shatawale, was cancelled at Copt Hall playing fields in North London following a crowd crash incident. According to the police at the Avenue, the event was shut down on August 1, 2026 over public safety concerns after the venue exceeded its approved capacity. On the international front, Rwanda President Paul Kagame has attributed the country's progress in governance and public service delivery to a deliberate commitment to self-reliance. Speaking at a press conference, President Kagame said self-reliance should not be limited to technological advancement and development system, but should also guide governance and national development. He noted that Rwanda had achieved significant outcomes in governance and service delivery despite its limited resources, promoting questions about how the country had made such progress. He urged countries to make effective use of the resources available, arguing that possessing abundant resources did not automatically translate into development. According to the Rwanda presidency, he maintained that the approach adopted in addressing national challenges was more significant than the size and resources base of the country. His remarks highlighted Rwanda's emphasis on domestic responsibility, efficient resource utilization, and locally driven approaches to governance and development. And that's a wrap on the morning news update. Thank you so much for sticking tuned to your radio. Do well to log on to all streaming platforms as well as logging on to your website at www.GhanaTalksRadio.com for more news stories. I am Deborah Dawes, so do have a good morning.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with Ghana Talks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With Ghana Talks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. Ghana Talks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko nikosi alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare,
Regina Bless,
Deborah Adoso,
and I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
Ghana Talks Radio, #1.
This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
Your morning star, right? News, views, inspiration, and great conversations.
This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
Fresh stories, fresh energy every morning, full of fire and glory. Rise and shine, come join the line. Your day begins when the voices align. Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Your daily dose, here we go. Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
Only on Ghana Talks Radio. Turn it up and stay tuned for the talk that moves you and keeps your heart in tune. From the traffic to the trends, we got something for your day. Every voice, every vision, lighting up the way. Show. Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Your daily dose, here we go. Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. When you see cause on air, where the spark inside the flame, from the first light to the last mile. Stay with us a while.
Morning to you once again, and you're welcome to the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show right here on Ghana Talks Radio. This is your favorite online radio station you can carry along everywhere you go. Remember that you're streaming live on Facebook at Ghana Talks Radio TV, on YouTube at Ghana Talks Radio, and also on X at Ghana Talks Radio. Do want to join us right here on the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. This is your morning companion. My name is still Ruth S. Nam Fiakbedu, and I'll be serving you breakfast this morning. morning. I have my guests already seated right here in the studios. And you know that the second segment, I don't do it alone. And my guest is seated here. And this morning, I have seated in the studios with me, Mr. Michael Owusu, and we will be delving into the issues for discussion this morning. So do also send in your comments, your suggestions, your opinions on any issue at all, and also the topics we'll be looking at this morning. So this morning, we'll be looking at the good board issue, the extortionist allegation that was made by Semi Jenfi, and also the new development on the case of Edu Boahen, and also Opon Kroma taking the case of the whole controversy of legal vacation to the Supreme Court for a reversal or a review. Right, these are the issues we'll be looking at this morning. So make sure that you send in your comments and your suggestion. This show actually promises to be engaging, and you are going to learn a lot. So send in your opinions. Right, Mr. Samuel Owusu. Sorry, Mr. Michael Owusu. You see, I'm giving you a new name. Forgive me.
Thank you very much.
How are you doing?
By the grace of God, I'm fine.
You are welcome to the GhanaTalks Breakfast Show.
Thank you.
All right. Are you sure you are fine?
I'm
asking because your whole your chairman who to me has returned from the NPP race.
This morning, I'm very sad.
Oh,
I'm very sad.
You are sad because he has decided to return.
I'm sad because of two reasons. Basically two major reasons. The first one, that is pertaining to Chairman Tumi's case. Yeah, I never expected that information though, but that's what has happened. And then the reasons that he gave also make sense. Yeah, the reasons he gave also make sense, because looking at his condition now, he's in jail now. I think in Southern prison, and then also contesting for national chairmanship for the MPP. These are two heavy burdens. And then now, some of the reasons he gave was that family, his legal team, and then the NPP as a party have advised him that about certain steps. So he thinks he wants to resign, and then not to surrender from the race. He has just resigned, but not surrender. So not like Chairman Ntumi losing hope, say wa failure and I say worry, but he has surrendered. No, he has not surrendered. He has just resigned.
But he just said he has surrendered.
It was the slip of the tongue.
He has not surrendered. But someone who was once in the race and has decided not to be a part of it anymore, is that not a surrender?
In my view, I think if Chairman Ntumi was supposed to be active now, I think not like I mean, if he was supposed to be with us now, he wouldn't have resigned from the contest. He would have still been inside. And then now, looking at Chairman Tumi's condition, it is critical. Someone who is in jail, and then seeking for a bail condition, and also applying for national chairmanship. These are all heavy burdens. So,
but didn't that come to mind before his campaign team went to file the nomination on his behalf?
He still wanted to do it. That's why he said
from prison.
No, before he went to prison, he never knew he would be going to jail. So he stood and then made campaigns and then stuff. And then when he was jailed, he still took the step and told his legal teams and then his members that they should still file the nomination form. But then, as he said, upon some advice that have been given to him by his legal teams, and then there's any part there. Sometimes and yet every year. Sometimes you change your mind in the process. Yeah, so what's doing there? It doesn't mean say Chairman Ntumi is not capable of being the national chairman for MPP. I'm not endorsing him though, but we just want someone who is who can bring unity in the party. Yes, and then he has resigned because of certain burdens and then advice he has received from his legal team, family, and then the party.
But if you say he's going to be a burden to the party, how is he going to be a burden to the party?
No, I didn't say he's going to be a burden.
He in the statement that was released, he said due to due to the advice of his family members, his legal counsels, the party members, and some elders in the party, and he doesn't want to be a burden to the party, he has decided to withdraw from the contest. How is he going to be a burden to the party?
Yeah, from what you read, he said he doesn't want to be a burden to the party. Maybe he thinks the party has not said Chema Wontumi is a burden on them, but he's the one saying that he doesn't want to be a burden on the party. Maybe he thinks, due to one or two reasons, what he's going through, about his bail conditions, about his jail terms and then stuff, and then also for the national chairmanship race, and then his followers, most people are depressed, some of them are very sad, and then he doesn't want to be a burden on them. Maybe he has seen that with all these factors happening, can maybe let him be seen as maybe a burden on the party. That's why he has resigned. But then the party itself, that is the NPP party, the NPP has not said that Chema Wontumi is a burden on them. We wanted to fight for our Chema Wontumi. We wanted to fight for him till he comes back, because we all love him. We want unity to be in the party.
But according to your constitution, an ex-convict is not allowed to hold any position unless after 10 years. So how is Wontumi an exception?
I think that reason is also part of his resignation, though. I think because I also had that mindset that an ex-convict cannot attain a political office. But I think so. That's all part of the reasons. So there'll be I'll do home, and I'm prince. You have different thoughts about it, so maybe need na account. So the infant
right, but do you think
he's still part of us?
Yeah, he's still part of you. He's still part of you. For the
then let me say this: the fact that Chema Wontumi has resigned from the national chairmanship race doesn't disqualify him to be Chema Wontumi. Chema Wontumi, that we know, is a vibrant man. We all know Chema Wontumi. So the fact that he has not gotten, he has resigned from it, doesn't mean that Chema Wontumi is now sinking or going down. He's still one of the party active members.
He's still one of the party members, and
active members.
Yeah. And as he has said that he has not surrendered. But for someone who has withdrawn from the race, there automatically means that he has actually surrendered. But reading from his statement, he says that he has not surrendered and he can never surrender. So this is just a decision that he has taken upon himself to withdraw himself from the case, but from the race. But do you think that if Chema Wontumi was not to be in jail, he would have won the election?
That's I can't say yes or no to that. That will be the answer by the people. The people are going to make that decision. That will be the decision by the people, by the MPP party members, by the delegates in the party. Because in every election there is definitely a winner. Then there is definitely I don't want to use a loser. Someone who doesn't attain the winner height. So we all want someone who can lead the party to a very visionary leader who can lead the party very well. And then we also need someone who can bring unity to the party, because one way or the other you get people who have differences in the party, whereby some people will have fights, grudges, and then in the party. So it's up to the national chairman in the party to also bring unity to the party. So we just needed someone who can do that, and then basically all those who have applied for the nomination form are all people who I think can do that. But then the people or the delegates are the ones that will decide. So I'm not endorsing anyone yet, but then I think let's leave the delegates to decide who they want to be.
Right. But looking at the people that are contesting for the chairmanship position, do you believe that if any of them are being elected, they are going to reunite the NPP party?
Yes, that's our hope. That's our hope.
We have the likes of Afoko, we have John Boedu, we have Ejakon, and those people are now we know that Chema Wontumi is out of the race. Looking at the personality of all these individuals and the role and the responsibilities and the efforts they brought to the party, do you believe that if any one of them is elected or picked, they are actually going to reunite the NPP party?
Yeah, I think yes. Even though they have not attained the position, but then I can say yes, because as individuals, before we attain or before we go for a position, we know what that particular position entails of. You see, so being a national chairman, it entails a lot. You need to be someone of humor, sense of humor. You should have the ability to unite people. You should have the ability to bring peace in the party. And then they know all this. So if they have gotten the courage to go for that position, it means they know the responsibilities that position comes with. And then they have vowed, maybe personally, that they are going to make sure that all those reasons are fulfilled if they get the position, if they are elected as the national chairman.
Yes. So the NPP, a lot is happening there.
Definitely, in every party, a lot happening. But
yeah,
the Bible says that, or there is a saying that there is a time for everything. We have a time to be happy. We have a time to be sad, and then it's not every day that you expect things to go right in your life. There are days that things will seem unwell. It's just up to you to make sure that you are not down, or you are not being put down by all those things. You have to just stand strong and firm in whatever that happens. So whatever that is happening in NPP now, with some of our people being in jail, some of our communicators being in jail, arrested, these tortures, and then all those hatred words being rained on us, we know that a time will come whereby all these things will cease. And then that's one of the prayers that we have, and then we believe God still exists for the party.
God still exists. And today, the former NPA CEO Hamid will be filing his nomination as well at exactly 9 a.m. at the NPP headquarters.
I thought it's 12 a.m. It's 12 p.m., right?
12 p.m. Well, on the flyer I saw it was 9 a.m. and it looks like it's going to be a float. They are going to walk from the Nima runabout to the NPP headquarters. It's going to be very interesting today.
Yeah.
And so people are still filing for nominations, and the internal elections are equally going on as well. And so definitely there's going to be a new development on the cases and what is unfolding in the NPP party, and when it arrives, we'll let you know about it. This is still the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Remember that you're streaming live on Facebook at Ghana Talks Radio TV, on YouTube at Ghana Talks Radio, and also on X at Ghana Talks Radio. Do well to join us this morning right here on the morning show. This is the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. Well, that was just by the way. Now to the substantive topics for discussion this morning. So this topic with the whole boa of Gold Board controversy. We've been discussing Gold Board's controversy since last week, and this morning it's on my desk again, and we'll be discussing that. And this time around, the extortionist allegation and certain comments that came from the CEO of Gold Board, Mr. Samuel Gyamfi, Edu Gyamfi, and we've had the minority leader file for a suit, has actually sued Sammy Gyamfi and other 3 individuals, Eric J, Multimedia, and also OK and Peace FM. Yes, these are the people that the minority leader has actually sued. But let's get into the details of the suit. So the suit by Afenyo Markin for damages. Alexander Afenyo Markin has initiated a legal action against and officials. The lawsuit also alleged improper in the delicate balance between freedom of speech and the protection of individual reputation. So this is the suit that has been filed by Afenyo Markin for damages, and he is requesting, and let me say seeking, for 15 million Ghana cedis in damages for defamatory statements made during against him. We've equally seen 2 petitions that have been petitioned to the IGP, Shraj, the Speaker of Parliament, and also and also the IGP as well, the OSP inclusive. And we've seen the response from the OSP. And the petition was from Solomon Owusu and Andrew Apia Dankwa, who are calling for an investigation into the allegation of extortion and blackmail against Minority Leader Alexander Afenyomarkin. And the petition was submitted to the Attorney General, the Speaker of Parliament, the Office of the Special Prosecutor, due to the gravity of the allegations and the potential impact on the integrity of public institutions. And the petitioners argued that the allegations must be investigated to combat corruption and protect the integrity of public institutions. And they have referenced Article 218 of the 1992 Constitution, which enforces the duty of every citizen to protect and preserve public property and to expose and combat the misuse and waste of public funds and property. So these are the two petitions that have been submitted to the bodies that I've mentioned, the AG, the Speaker of Parliament, the OSP, Shraj. We've sent a response from the OSP, and just this morning it's been reported of the response from Shraj as well. That means that they have acknowledged the petition that was submitted to them. Now, Mr. Usu, when this whole allegation started, the whole extortionist allegation, we saw Afenyomarkin taking this lightly, and even in an interview when he was asked if he was going to sue, he used Jesus Christ in the Bible as an example that Jesus Christ kept quiet and was calm, and the truth was actually unveiled at the latter. And now we've seen that he's taken legal actions against the comments that was leveled against him. What changed?
You see, before when you asked me the first question, I told you that this morning I'm very sad. Someone said in Parliament that he's in a state of melancholy. That's the same state I'm in today, this morning. What's the issue? You see, before we dive into this, my opinion about politics. I think politics is a game. It's a game. In as much as it talks about how a government or a country is being governed, it's a game, because it's where two people or different people with different ideologies about governing a state or using state power are asked together, or are asked to exercise or talk or show what they have. So in Ghana, mainly we find ourselves with NPP and NDC. Those are the most active or dominant political parties in Ghana here. So I think this issue about gold that came out saying that Ghana has made laws in the domestically gold purchase program, GDPP,
domestic and purchase,
under the Bank of Ghana, in collaboration with the Gold Board, because the laws that happened were also happened as a result of some factors, of which Gold Board's name was mentioned, because some pays or some fees were paid to Gold Board that caused the loss. So then, if the minority leader of Ghana's parliament, that is Honorable Alexander Kwame Afenyomarkin, comes out to say that there is a loss in this particular program, and then what caused the loss were due to some factors, of which Gold Board was part. So Sami Jemfi, come, you being the Gold Board CEO, come and then explain to Ghanaians why these losses happen. Because me personally, I think Honorable Alexander Afenyomarkin approached Sami Jemfi because Sami Jemfi took the glory when that policy or that domestically gold purchase program made profits. He took the glory. But fast forward, he came out and then in his explanation, in his press conference, he called the minority leader Kwame Afenyomarkin an extortionist. An extortionist, someone who takes money from others illegally, that is maybe by threats. We all know Afenyomarkin here, although we don't know his personal character. I can't tell if that is true or that is not true. But for you to raise such concern, for you to make such comments about someone, a man of his caliber, Kwame Afenyo-Markins, you call him an extortionist because you said he has come and then threatened you for money. If you use an extortionist on someone,
that wasn't what he said.
I said that's what I'm explaining. If you use an extortionist on someone, the meaning of an extortion means taking money from someone illegally by threats. So if you call me an extortionist, don't you mean I have come for money from you, maybe threatening you and then taking money from you?
Right. But if Sammy Gyamfi calls Afenyo-Markin an extortionist, does that mean that he is the victim directly, or maybe Afenyo-Markin has done it to somebody that he knows of? Because as it stands now, we don't know what is involved. Because in an interview, Sammy Gyamfi made it clear that there are things that have even happened backdoor that the media is not even privy to. So as it stands now, we don't know if he experienced it directly with Afenyo-Markin or he has a knowledge of he doing it to somebody.
You see, the fact that it's not the issue is not pertaining, it's not, or maybe it's not in alliance with Sammy Gyamfi, or if the issue is about someone else, we all heard it from Sammy Gyamfi that Afenyo-Markins is an extortionist. And then since Afenyo-Markins started politics in Ghana, Sammy Gyamfi is the only person who has called him an extortionist. There has not been any cases of which the case states that Afenyo-Markin is an extortionist. So then, the question you asked me about Afenyo-Markins now suing Sammy Gyamfi.
Because from the beginning,
he said
issue,
he was going to leave it
very lightly.
Very light.
That he was not going to behave emotionally about it.
Thank you very much. But you see, sometimes in some cases, there are some comments raised about you that at the beginning you think it is normal. Maybe I just say something about you, and then you just take it normal. But then I don't let it end there. I continue to say it. People who go on radio, Eric J, says it every day, every single day. Eric J goes on radio platform. He says this. Say that Sammy Gyamfi is an extortionist. Afenyo-Markins is an extortionist. He says that. So it means say Afenyo-Markins and Kasahua, Ghanaians are going to believe this. And then Asante Kasibia can say you Tinawan Kasahua, you wait bone. If something is going on, and then you think as they way may find say normal, but then that thing is still going on. As they way it's becoming serious. Then you have to take actions on it. And then in this case, Honorable Alexander Afenyo-Markins took a legal action on it. And then I think that's the right way, because that's a defamatory. For you to call someone an extortionist, that's a very big accusation. Let's put all political parties aside and then let's make it individual, because the fight, or let me say the argument that arose because of Gold Board, Bank of Ghana, and then the minority being citizens. But then when Sammy Gyamfi brought back the reply, he made the reply so personal, like he was replying to an individual. So then let's take all political stance aside, then let's make it individual. Right. If Sammy Gyamfi is able to prove that Alexander Afenyo-Markins is really an extortion with concrete evidence to the court, fine. With concrete evidence, fine. But if he's not able to prove this case, then it means Sammy Gyamfi must also be jailed or arrested because of spreading such news, because it caused fear and panic. Do you know that? We, the lovers of our dear Papa Afenyo-Markins, heard this, and then I told you this morning that I was sad. Mr. Sir, they can just call him and then jail him or anything, because I don't know what's happening. They are calling my father Afenyo-Markins an extortionist. It causes fear and panic. So it means Sammy Gyamfi, when he goes to court, then he's not able to prove with concrete evidence, then it means the legal forms of Ghana here, or the judge or the court, must also jail him or give him a bail condition, an onerous, let me use that word, an onerous bail condition. And then let me make this. Honorable Sam George in opposition said something that if the liar tells you to go to the court, it means they are judge. The judge there is their friend or their family member. Now that Honorable Afenyo-Markins has sent the case to court, if the evidences brought out by Sami Jenfi is not concrete enough, and then Sami Jenfi still wins the case, then it means in this case, from making reference to what Honorable Sam George said, it means the court, the judge who sat on that particular case is a friend of Sami Jenfi.
So are you indirectly saying that our judicial system is equally influenced by these politicians as well?
That's what I said, according to what Honorable Sam George said. That if you are being asked to go to a court by a different political party, or when a political party accuses you of something, and then when you say assembly, they definitely you send it to court. Then when you send it to court, it means say judge Corbett Nasa assembly no, and at that particular court no, emu panel be this assembly no, are the friends or family members of that person. So we are all here. Me, I just want the truth to win. If they are able to prove upon reasonable doubt that Afenyomakins indeed is an extortionist, fine, the legal actions will be taken. But if they are not able to prove beyond doubt, reasonable doubt, that Afenyomakins is an extortionist, then legal actions must also be taken up on the other hand as well.
Right. So during the press conference of the minority, when this whole losses was actually brought to light, if we listen to Afenyomakin carefully and certain words used, he mentioned that wakotom gold aboka, gold so your tomboka. Is that not indirectly calling the CEO of Gold Board incompetent? And also where he mentioned that if they are making losses of 22 billion Ghana cedis, then their bail condition is going to be onerous. How do you see that statement? Don't you see it as a threat to the CEO of the Good Board?
That is when it is being proven. He said if they are making these losses, so it means investigation is now about to be taken. He said if they are making these losses over the then, so they are making these losses. Say it's true. Say losses we ankasa efrem honum dia. Definitely they'll have bail conditions, and then what he's saying, what he was saying, wasn't a false news. It's something that is true here in Ghana. Here, when you spend state money, definitely you have bail conditions. And then what he said, he didn't say that what Afenyomakin said was not that. He didn't say that Sami Jenfi, you will have serious bail conditions because you have stolen state money. He never said that. He never said so. You shouldn't misquote whatever that he said.
Is he not indirectly saying that there's been losses?
If you say indirectly, it means you are thinking for Honorable Afenyomakins, because what Afenyomakin said, it could generate a whole lot of meanings.
No,
and then,
but if you listen to the minority, even today, if you listen to them, they keep using the word Gold Board has made losses, whereas the facts that are actually available even in the IMF report actually says that this losses was incurred by the Bank of Ghana. Now it's like you are falsely accusing an institution of making a loss, whereas that institution has come out to clarify that they did not make that loss.
Now, if the loss that came out, when I started, I stated that these losses came out of 3 points, out of some points, of which IMF stated that these losses occurred due to some reasons, that is service and asset fees paid to Gold Board. So it means that Gold Board, being an institution, received service fee from Bank of Ghana. Even though still they were receiving pay or salary from the government, they still received service fee.
I don't understand you when you say even if they are. This is actually an operation of gold purchasing. So that is far away from their compensation. So that are all parts at the end of the month for them working there.
That are all parts. And then IMF is saying that all those factors amounted to the loss, the amount of 22.7 billion. 22 billion, sorry.
Yeah, 1.7
billion US dollars and 22 billion Ghana cedis. Yes, that's all amounted. And then the minority leader says that Gold Board for Aboka of this, even though the question is, even though the minority is mistaken with figures or mistaken with the institution, because what I saw is that the minority in collaboration with the Bank of Ghana and Ekawi Omabo, and then the minority led by Honorable Afenyomakin says that gold board abokan Sami Jenfi chairman. So do you think the right way for Sami Jenfi to explain this or to make account is that he calls Afenmakins an extortionist? Do you think that's the right way? Now, my point I'm trying to make here is that now Asemaba Ghana about gold edition. Now Afenmakins abase Sami Jenfi yes so be chichimai o say nya fine. You said a whole lot of insults na insiwa. You accuse this person of being an extortionist. You see, when it comes to issue with Sami Jenfi and then Afenamakin issue, sometimes it looks funny to me because Sami Jenfi is a person that we know that Sami Jenfi being a person is someone that we know that he doesn't tolerate human beings. Because I'll explain to you. Because when this whole issue started, it was honorable about this $240 million loss. It was honorable Kojo Oponkuma who started all these things. And then he insulted him, called him incompetent. He called him that he doesn't know what he's saying. Someone who has knowledge in finance, law, and then all other stuff. He called him incompetent. He doesn't know whatever he's saying. Honorable Osasari raised concern about this. You insulted us the same way. You called him incompetent. And then now Afenamakins has raised it and you've called him an extortionist. So it means that it has created a pattern.
But all these two people that you have mentioned, it looks like they are no longer even interested in the issue.
They're interested.
They've come back.
Since they are all in the minority.
Because we are not hearing from them anymore.
You see, when you started talking, you said the minority. The minority is not only Afenamakins.
But these people came out individually to speak.
These people came out individually to speak. On the 6th of August, Honorable Abena Osasari spoke about this issue. Spoke about it. And we are still in August. So it's not like she has backed off. She has made a long video, which is circulating out there, talking about this loss. So no one has backed off. They are all in supporting that the truth should prevail. No one has backed off saying that they think that in some way and no one has backed off. They are all following the case. So not that it's only Afenamakins that is having personal issues with Sami Jenfi is just trying to bring Sami Jenfi down or anything. They are all following the processes of the case that it should go. Now the new case on board is about the extortion. It's about the extortion news. Now the case has been sent to the Accra High Court, and then now let's wait for whatever that goes on. But what I want to say here is that if the court rules for Sami Jenfi even though Sami Jenfi does not give evidence upon reasonable doubt, and then they still rule for Sami Jenfi, it means that whatever that Honorable Sam George said in opposition is something that they are working with. And then if you could remember, this same Sami Jenfi that we are talking about back in opposition had an issue with Dr. Matthew Poku Prempeh. Then he was sued by Dr. Matthew Poku Prempeh. Sami Jenfi went ahead for appeal and then stopped there. But when his government came to power, when Sami Jenfi's government came to power, then he proceeded again from there. Sami Jenfi lost the case when he was in opposition, but when his government came to power, the case has been squashed. So it means that whatever that Sami Jenfi Sam George said is something that is happening now. Because he said if they ask you to go to court, it means the judge is their friend. And then someone who has lost case in opposition comes back again.
But do you have evidence that Sami Jenfi has a friend in the court?
That's why I said according to what Sam George said.
No, but if you say
they are all in the same political party,
you should be able to prove it.
You see,
for the fact that they are in the same political party, maybe what
they are all in the same political party, and then they all have the same ideology on the party side, not as individually. So if Sam George being a prominent person,
Sam George is thinking for Sami Jenfi.
I'm not saying that's why I said not necessarily individually. So if Sam George says this, I'm basing on what Sam George said because they are all in the same political party. If you say so, if they think that Asama Sam George Akano and Kadachi Bebetima Homoa, they should have corrected him when he said that. No one commented on that because they think it is right. If Oba there now him say there by that how many parents now, don't you think nipa no kind name now you correct your child? You will do so, but he didn't do it. So that's what I'm basing on today to say that. And then now I await the final judgment of Afenamakin, Sami Jenfi Multimedia, Eric J, and then Peace FM. Because although Peace FM was also, I learned Peace FM was also a platform where some of these people sat and then said all these cases. They allowed them to say it. spread false information, misinformation, and then defamatory messages.
Right. So, what do you say to the petition that has been submitted to the bodies to investigate into the matter?
Yes, one thing I can say to about this is that they should work with all fairness. They should work with all fairness, because in the Constitution, I think Article 17(1) says that equality before the law. We are all equal before the law, regardless of your political party, regardless of your political party being in power or not being in power. We are all equal. If someone raises this concern or raises this information or news about you, individually or personally, it is spoiling your personality. So the courts or those who are being put in place to make such investigation should make it with all fairness. They shouldn't be partial. They should make it with all fairness, and then they should make sure that the actual truth reveals or prevails. We don't need any skirmishes, bad skirmishes be around this case, because this is a very serious case. If you could see, this is a very serious case about extortionist, raising this concern about someone being an extortionist. That is another phenomenon. It's something very serious. So once they've said they are going to make investigation about it, fine, but what I'm saying that they should make it with all fairness.